Welcome back into Sports Drive. As promised, we have Gage Urias joining us today. Gage, how are you doing today?
I'm good, sir. You?
I'm doing great. You had, let's just jump right into it. You had probably the game of a lifetime this weekend. For those of our viewers who may not know, Gage hit the game winning field goal for WT this weekend at homecoming with 4 seconds left. It was an incredible game. And it was probably, it was, you don't see a lot of games, I think, in football where you walk out and you say, you know who the star of that game was? It was the kicker. But this weekend, we had one of those games, thanks to you, and you won Lone Star Conference Special Teams Player of the Week. What does it mean to you to win that award?
Um, it means a lot, especially because I had only got it once last year. So that happening again this year, especially on homecoming, just feels good. But I couldn't have done that without my team. You know, defense goes out there, gets 3 and out. They punt the ball. Offense does their thing in their 2 minute drill that we practice. So it all just comes together. We had to work as a unit, and that really helped
Yeah.
a long way. So
What can you say about your team's support throughout the game? I mean, especially as you were put on the under the spotlight a few times. I mean, 5 field goals. I mean, it was the game rested, or maybe not the game itself until the final seconds, but your team rested on your shoulders 5 separate times for you to hit a field goal, and you drilled it. What can you say about their support?
their support, it really helped me a lot, especially after missing that one. They're just telling me, keep your head up, bro. Keep your head up. It's gonna come back to you. And then Coach Hughes came to me as I was kicking into the net. He was like, it's gonna come back to you, buddy. Get ready. I was like, I got you, Coach. Went down there. He asked what side, what hash. I was like, keep it on the right. Knew what to do. But other than that, yeah, they just picked me up. They were positive the whole game. Um, yeah, just glad to be a part of that team, my team. So
Yeah, absolutely. You're 9 for 11 on the year right now. You've already made more field goals this year after this weekend than you attempted last year. What's led to that kind of success?
I had noticed that too when I looked at the stats, but it's just, to be honest, my team, the offense getting in the position to get the field goal, like on the fourth down if we need it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely. That team support, I think, goes a long way, especially in football when you have when it all rests on one guy. Like we mentioned, you hit 5 field goals. That's a school record, and it's tied for the most in Division II this entire season. How does it feel at WT to be in the Buffalo history books?
that just gave me goosebumps. It feels great because, like, after the game, when I was about to go talk to the Lucas Kinsey, they had told me that I had broke the record, and I was kind of in shock because I thought the record was 5 already. So I wasn't thinking anything of it. And once he told me, like, he was like, "No, you got the new one." I was like, "Really?" Just in shock.
So you didn't know when it happened.
No, sir. No, sir. I thought the record was 5 already.
So you thought you tied it.
Something like that. I
Yeah.
wasn't really paying attention to that. I was just, when my number was called, just had to do what I had to do. So,
Right. Yeah. You have you had a lot of I mean, obviously, coming onto a show like this, this is you've probably gotten a lot of attention in the last few days, more than normal. Has it been a little surreal?
yes, it has, because there's people asking me if what my position was, if my name's Gage.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's just awesome to feel that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Do you when you think about what it will be like, when in 10 years They'll be playing Buffalo football. Maybe there's a kicker going in for their 6th kick. When do you think that record's going to be broken? Do you think it's going to stand the test of time for a while, or
With how kicking's going nowadays, like kickers, they just keep getting better and better throughout the years. So there will be a chance that mine will get broken, and then that one will get broken.
yeah.
It just depends how the game, like the outcome. So, yeah.
Yeah, for the rest of the season, do you think how do you go about the rest of the season maintaining this kind of momentum after such a historic game?
Just think of it as an extra point. Just kick the ball. I can't really overthink it, or else things will go bad. So
Yeah.
just keep a positive mindset.
Yeah, definitely. I want to talk a little bit about that final kick to win the game. It was 32 yards out, but 2 minutes prior, what we didn't show, at least here on News Channel 10, on our highlight reel, was 2 minutes prior. You missed a 36-yarder, and that
Yes.
would have been the go-ahead field goal with 2 minutes left. So, what was going through your head after missing that? Did you think you were going to get another chance? I mean, how do you reckon with that as a kicker?
So at first, I thought this is on me. And then I seen that we had timeout still. So that's when everyone started telling me, get ready, get ready. So as I went out there, like I said, he had asked me what hash. I told him keep it on the right because that's where I had missed from before. So I had played with the wind. I knew which way the wind was coming, and just aimed a little more right. And I didn't want to put as much power into it because I didn't want to shank it. So just form, and then the ball stayed in the air for so long. It felt like it was just floating right there. And then once I seen it hit the net, like it didn't feel real. It didn't at all because I was just like, it's a field goal. But then it just started hitting me, and I was like, oh my gosh, like let's just go out here on this kickoff and in the game. So. Yeah.
When that ball was in the air spinning, what was going through your head?
I was like, please don't go left. Please don't go left. But it stayed straight because as the wind was coming, and usually it's just certain steps in kicking. And one little thing can mess up the whole thing. So if I hit it a different way, if I hit it wrong, it could have pulled left again. So I was just trying to consistent form, not thinking too much, and so.
Yeah. I was talking last week on this show to a quarterback, and he talked a little bit about how quarterbacks kind of have to have a short-term memory if they throw an interception because they got to get out there on the next drive and not, they got to not throw an interception on the next one. They don't want to repeat those mistakes. Can you talk a little bit about that as a kicker? I mean, especially, missing a go-ahead field goal in the fourth quarter to come back and drill the game winner with 9 seconds left. How do you make sure that in your head you stay on track?
Coach Hughes, he tells me just think about the next kick. Don't overthink it. Like I said, if you overthink it, things will go wrong. And this goes with any position on the football field. And let's say someone drops a pass, they can't let that get to them, or else the rest of the game is going to be bad. Throw an interception, can't think about it, or else the rest of the game is going to be bad. So I just think of it as just stay positive, really. So just don't think negative. Once you think negative, it all goes downhill.
Yeah. Even walking out onto the field for that kick, did you feel a little bit of nerves? I know it's best to stay positive and that's what you're focused on and you want to stay in the zone. But walking out onto the field, I think that any football fan, any sports fan has watched a game-winning kick. I mean, I can think of myself even watching football growing up, when I'm 6 or 7 years old. And anytime there's a game-winning kick, as a fan, you're nervous. And you think to yourself, dude, I can't even imagine what's going through that guy's mind. Were there nerves as you're running onto the field to kick that game winner?
There were, And as I was taking my steps back, I was just trying to keep calm, like a cool head.
Yeah.
And then they blew the whistle. So I was like, okay. And then after that, I was kind of chill about it.
Uh-huh.
Because this has happened, it happened to me in high school too
Uh-huh.
with Coronado. So Coach Hughes, he just made a little joke, made me smile. He was smiling.
Hmm.
So just went into that the second time out there positive, just not really thinking much of it.
What was the energy like in the locker room afterward with your teammates after you came out with that win? I mean, you were the man of the hour. What was that like?
At first, I wasn't able to go into the locker room because I had to do an interview on the field, and then
Hmm.
I had to go do another one in the press box. So as I was walking out, they're just good job, good job. Once I got into the
Hmm.
locker rooms, most of the people had left already,
Yeah.
so I didn't really get to talk to much. So
When you had to, have you interacted a lot with your teammates since then? You know, talking about, have they come up and congratulated you? Have they said like, dude, you came through for us in the last second?
yes, sir. As I was walking back from class, I seen one of them. He was like,
Hmm.
"Oh, our conference player of the week." I was like, "Bro, just calm down a little bit, please." I didn't really want it to like. I don't know how to explain it. But yeah.
Yeah, you guys have you have Midwestern State this weekend on Saturday. That's in Wichita Falls. What do you expect to see from that team? How do you expect to go into that game? What's your plan of attack?
Going into every game, we just got to come together as a whole. Midwestern, they're a good team. They've always been good. And they're coming off of a loss against Western New Mexico in overtime, so they're
Hmm.
gonna be they're gonna be on it. So
Hmm.
if we're on our game, if we play to our full potential,
Hmm.
we'll be good. So
Who do you think when when you think about the brotherhood of a football team and you think about how you guys had to come together and how you want to come together this upcoming weekend, who do you think you can lean on the most on the team?
like, are you talking like position wise or just like a certain person in
And any
particular?
certain person that you can think of.
The punter,
The punter?
Ollie Yart.
Uh-huh.
There, yeah, we're close. We got real close, especially with us being the two traveling too. So we room together,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
especially in fall camp, just that's when we bonded a lot more. So
Yeah. You guys you came off of a two-game losing streak to win this on homecoming night. What does it mean? I mean, it's one thing to come out of a two-game losing streak and hit a game-winning field goal for the win. I mean, that feeling is already euphoric. But to do it on homecoming, does that add a little bit more of a? Does it make it a little bit more special that it was homecoming night for you guys?
yes, it did, but it was also special because that game after we were really playing for our injured players,
Mm-hmm.
JT Cavender and Preston Stazuski.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, it just felt so good to get that win for them.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Uh, you guys have. Let me see. Let me take a look at your schedule. You got looks like six more games on the schedule. How many of those do you think that you're gonna win out of those six? Can we count on going 6-0 for the rest of the season for the
Yeah,
Buffs?
we're gonna win the rest of them. We got to. We
Yeah.
have to.
What do
And
you
if we
think's
go
the
in
key?
there, if the key just mm, just
Hmm.
consistency in practice, meetings, everything. If we do everything right prior to game day, we'll be good on game day.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, yeah, definitely. When you look at your entire career leading up into this point, do you think out where does that last game, where does Saturday night rank for you in terms of the best games of your career, the most special games of your career, high school, college, all that?
That's had to have been
Yeah.
the first one, yes sir. That one, and then my high school game winner against Abilene Cooper to win district. But yes, this one meant a lot.
Yeah.
And,
Do you think you'll top it?
all right, I'm sorry. Could you explain that a little bit?
Do you think you'll
Like,
be able to have a game that you think is even better than what Saturday was?
um, there might be a couple games where it'll equal to it. Not
Mhm.
the amount of field goals. It could be the range,
Mhm.
stuff like that. But I don't know. I think that this will be top one. So
Yeah.
it's-
All right. Well, Gage, once again, thank you for joining us very much on Sports Drive. The man of the week. He's going down in Buffalo history books, ladies and gentlemen. This is Gage Urias, 5 field goals, including the game winner, 32 yards at the last second. Gage, thanks again for joining us.
yes, sir. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good day.
You too, Gage. Thank you very much. Stick around for after the break. We'll be right back with more Sports Drive.